What's up, YouTube? The Prof is here on a Monday, October 24th. How is everybody doing? I hope it's going well for you. It is 1 week to go in October. We're almost there. So let's get this show started. October 24th. How is everybody doing? Let me mute that. It's been a few days since we've talked. So let me get my gadgets going here so I can see all the chat and everything going on. How's everybody doing? It's been, 3 days? Friday? I did not get a chance to get on this weekend, but I wanted to. It just never happens for me on the weekends usually. It's just tough for me to get on, but I'm trying to find my video here. It should be popping up any second, and it's not. I always like to pull it up on the iPad now because I can see the chat better. I don't have to keep up this other window. So, but it is not wanting to come up today. That is for sure. What is going on with this dumb thing? I don't even know. So, Karen just sent me a message and told me something. That was funny. She is not here today. She is off doing her thing, working, and she will be back. I think she'll be back even tonight. And then she Karen actually is on a job that's not that far away from here. So the cool thing about that is she can actually commute and kind of come back home, which is awesome for both of us. But man, I don't know why this won't come up on here. This is really weird. Cannot get to come up. Okay, well, anyway. All right, so let's shout out some people in the room and see what's going on. I was talking to Glenn earlier and Sandra. DC is here. Mark, Eddie, Stone, Mason, Terry, Cook, Fran, need more stuff. Kathy, Eric, Matt R, Uncle Picker, all kinds of people in here. What's up, guys? Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. I know I did. It was a good weekend. You guys know this is my favorite time of year, right? The weather's getting a little cooler. It's cool. It's cooler, even cold in the morning. Like Sunday morning, I got up, it was like 40. And I went, oh man, what happened? But it was nice during the day. I got up to like 72, which is just awesome. So I love this time of year. Can't get enough of it. I wish I could stay October year round, but I guess that's not really possible. So anyway, so was everybody's weekend good? Did you have a lot of sales? I see Mark said he had a great weekend. DC did. Let's see. Some other people just said good. And your month is coming to an end, guys. We got a week left, 7 days. So how are you going to get there? How are you going to get there to the end if you're not there yet? What are you going to do? What's your plan? Are you on pace? Are you behind? Are you ahead? I would say that, the title of this show is Record Month. So it already has been for me. So I guess I'm ahead of my pace, whatever my pace is. This is the first month I really didn't set a goal, guys. Isn't that interesting? I just said, I'm just going to break up the month into little goals, and I'm just going to go after more listings, buying more items, just a few other things like that, working on some product knowledge, and it's been working. I cannot complain. It's been great, actually. This is, I think I mentioned in the topic, the best month we've had, and it definitely is. Why will this not come up? I can't. All right, I give up. I can't find my video on there now. Anyway, let's see who else is here. Glenda already met October goals. Nice job, Glenda. Way to go. Miss Pixelot always behind. Well, then what are you going to do about it, Miss Pixelot? Sandra a little slow over the weekend, but we spent time in London, which was great. Yep, you got to take time for that life profit, right? You've got to be able to, go have a life outside of reselling in your business. That's important, and do well with that. Horizon. Oh wait, I missed somebody. Eric says 6 months in, my first over 1K month. Nice, Eric. Congrats. What do you sell, if you don't mind asking, without giving away all your secrets? Horizon says best month. Nice. And Brian says, I'm behind, but had a huge sale last month. So, it kind of averages out, right, Brian? I mean, you got to keep that. That's a good thing to keep in perspective, right? I mean, you may kill it one month, but the next month might fall off because you may be short of inventory. You may be going into a different season, all kinds of factors. So, just don't get too, I guess it goes back to just don't get too high or low on one result, right? One day, 1 week, 1 month, maybe not even 1 year. I was thinking about that. It's like, man, this is a good question for everybody. So here's the question for the room. And if you're watching later, you can leave us in the comments. When do you evaluate your business strategy? Now, what I mean by that is not how you did on a given day, because most people aren't going to get too high or low over a given day. But what's your time frame for when you say, all right, what I'm doing is working like I thought, not working like I thought, or working better than I thought? And then you can start to reassess, right? What's your time frame? Is it a day? That seems kind of short, right, guys? Is it a week? Is it a month? Is it a year? Do you have smaller tactics and strategies that you're looking at, maybe in a shorter time frame, maybe large scale tactics over a longer time frame? I don't know. Kind of an interesting question, right? When do you decide that what you're doing is working or not working? And I can say for me, you guys are going to think this is crazy. For me, big macro picture, the 30,000 foot view that I want to take of it, I'm not going to say that my overall strategy is a success or a failure till I've seen a year. And the reason I say that is because I'm selling clothing, which has some seasonality to it. But I also think there's a lot of variation that goes from day to day and week to week and even month to month. And you can interpret your business and get the wrong results if you look at too short a time frame, right? It's like the old flipping coins experiment. If you flip a coin on average, it's going to come up heads 50% of the time, tails 50% of the time. But if you flip a coin millions of times, you're going to see some long runs of heads and you're going to see some long runs of tails. When I see long, you could see 50, 100, maybe even 500, maybe even 1,000 heads in some cases, and 1,000 tails. And if you only looked at that section of all those coin flips, you would think, man, something's wrong with this coin. It's biased. But in reality, it's just the natural variation of events, right? So if you look at your business and you look at too short of a time frame, whatever that is, you might think, oh, it's doing really poorly, or oh, it's doing really awesome, and you'll get the wrong idea about your business plan. So what's your time frame? Is it a week? Is it a month? Is it a year, like me? And there's nothing really special about a year either, guys, by the way. A year is just sort of an arbitrary number. So let's see what some of the answers were to that. And by the way, guys, before we do that, 41 people watching. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Man, what a great turnout on a Monday. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button for me, I'd appreciate it. Smash the like button, as my friend Steve says, and lets me know and YouTube know I'm doing a good job. All right, so let's see what we've got here. Some other people were talking about their goals. Uncle Picker says he's on pace for his goal, but still pushing. Great. Hunlam says he scored, or she, I'm not sure if these are he or she, scored a lot of nice Levi's and other jeans from Facebook and Craigslist for less than 72 cents a pair. Nice. That's a really good score. Looking for, jump down. Looking for more bread and butter items, Eric says. I'm good at finding the $1 item selling for $200, but it takes longer to sell. Need more quick turnaround items. Yeah, and that's what you're going to find, Eric. It's harder to find the $1 to $200 flip. It's great when you find them. You don't have to find as many, but you're not going to find as many of them, the $5 to $20 item. Mark says he agrees with the year. Let's see. The Judgment Day says my slowest month on eBay ever. Prof, what's your secret? Help me out. I don't know if I have a secret. Here's my secret. Hard work, evaluate, rinse and repeat what works, change what doesn't. Go back to the beginning. That's it. Hard work, evaluate, repeat what works, change what doesn't, go back to the hard work. It's mainly hard work. You know, I'm sitting here thinking about like, man, how do you go list 500 items in a month? Well, you just one at a time. I mean, you can batch some things together, but man, it's just going to take you a while, right? It's just, I wouldn't call it hard work, but it's just work, you know, and you just got to grind through it. Let's see. Horizon says, I look at things seasonally as far as what's working into fourth quarter. That's interesting, Horizon. Now, do you sell seasonal items or do you sell things that sell year round? Susanna says, I base my success on the yearly numbers. That's financial success, not success in general. Oh, that's interesting. So Susanna is making a distinction between financial success and success in general, which maybe, Susanna, you can elaborate on that so we'll know where you're coming from. But I find that interesting. Uncle says, I kind of go week to week. Just started out 5 months ago trying to make this week better than the last. Okay, so you're evaluating your results against yourself, which is a good way to do it, I think, Uncle Picker, instead of looking at somebody else and saying, oh, I'm better than them or I'm not as good as them. You're against yourself, which is always a good tactic, I think. AK Ally says, is there a way to print out a shipping sheet from eBay that lists all packages going out that day? The nice lady at the post office gives me grief for dropping off multiple items. Yeah, AK, there is. If you go into if you have the Seller Hub and you go into paid, it'll have a link on there and it'll take you to all the ones you sold, and then it'll show you a list for whatever has been paid but you haven't shipped yet. And there's an option there on that screen that says print, and it'll open up another window, and then you print that screen, and there's your list of everything that's going out. I'm not sure if that's what you're asking. That's what I use to pull jeans, actually, because, you know, it's not efficient to go up and pull them one at a time. I'm going to go pull them all at once. They're in a whole different room. Let's see. Sorry, guys, got a little tickle in the throat today for some reason. Hope I'm not catching anything. That would not be good. Let's see. Let me pull this. I got like too many windows going here. Oh, this is annoying. All right, so what else is going here? They're talking about a scan sheet. It has one barcode for all items. A scan sheet for the post office. I'm just curious, what exactly are they scanning? Because, well, I don't know how everybody else does it, so maybe I shouldn't speak. I don't have one here in front of me, but, you know, I use these half sheet labels. Let me make sure that that's you guys can see it. I use these half sheet labels, and they peel off, and it just has the name and address and all that good stuff on it, and that's on each package. So I drop off the packages, and away they go. I mean, I have a busy post office. I live in a fairly decent sized area, and I guess they don't really care how many packages. I mean, today I dropped off like 24 packages, I think, from the weekend, from most of Saturday and Sunday. I mean, I don't have to have any kind of sheet, so I'm not sure what your difference is there. That seems kind of annoying. I mean, seems like it's the post office. They just need to scan it in and send it on its way, right? What am I missing here? But maybe I'm lucky and have a post office that doesn't care about stupid stuff like that. That to me seems like minutia. Like, why do a sheet if it's on the packages? But maybe you can't do it on the package. I don't know. Krillin says, what is the difference between 7 genes and 7 for all mankind? Is it the lower line? They are two different genes, Krillin. They are not the same genes. And they've actually had a lawsuit over that name. They are both decent genes to sell. 7 for all mankind is going to sell for more money. But 7 is good too. And 7 you will not find in the list of eBay brands usually. Usually you have to add that. I have to add that brand. I'll just call it 7 with the number 7. But a lot of people a lot of people will go on and list 7 for all man or 7 genes as 7 for all mankind genes, and they are not. They're not Seven for All Mankind. It's a whole different brand. But I like both of them. You can actually seven jeans have some nice designs on them. That's one of Karen's favorite brands, as a matter of fact. She even likes to wear those, not just find them. And you'll find them both at places like Nordstrom. They sell both. So, but they're not the same brand. All the barcodes for your packages are on a scan sheet for the post office. I'm not sure. Okay, you guys maybe can answer that question better, because I just don't even do it that way. So I really don't know what to tell the person who was asking that. DC says, difficult to evaluate sales pattern and sales behavior when you're scaling up. Started 3 months ago. That's a good point, DC. I would say to you though this. You could look at what's your sell-through versus how many listings you have up, because you can kind of get a feel for that. Like each day when you log on, you don't have to do it in a spreadsheet if you want to, or maybe even do it once a week. Just log on, Monday morning, say, all right, look how many listings you have up after your sales have gone out, and then just record that number. And then look at how many you sell over the course of the week versus that number. And you're going to have ones that are going to get listed. You might be listing new things, but just kind of look at your sell-through. Because your sell-through is a function of a few things. It's a function of seasonality, possibly, but it's also a function of how well you're writing your titles, how good your pictures are. Are you using item specifics? Is your pricing correct? Your shipping and return options? So sell-through can increase your bottom line quite a bit, and you don't have to do anything that different. You don't have to spend money. You just have to change, how you're putting stuff in the system. All right, let's see here. Eddie says, I have the post office come right to my house and pick up my packages. Yeah, Eddie, and I tried to do that here, and I was told that they would not be leaving the bins back, because I have like 6 of the post office bins, which actually they told me are not supposed to leave the post office. I didn't know that. But they actually told me those are actually supposed to stay in the building, and they will not leave me extras necessarily. So every day I'd have to come up with another container to put all these packages in. So I don't have a good way to do it. It's just really, really crappy. Other than just go to the post office, which is just, I guess, what I'm going to have to do. Oh gosh, I've missed a bunch. Sorry, I'm behind on the comments here, guys, because it's just, you guys are flying. Let's see. Oh, they're on the ship to USPS website. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, just ship through eBay. That would be my recommendation. It's the same discount, right? Unless anything's changed. What's a good price for Miss Me jeans? Susanna asked, with an embellished pocket flap. I'm thinking 50. Sure. That sounds about right. Any issues selling diesel jeans with the tag ripped on rear? Half the tag is there. I mean, there's not an issue if somebody will buy it, Rocky, but you better take a good picture of it and disclose it. What do you guys mean when you say bread and butter? Somebody already answered that, maybe. Just jeans that you can find everywhere, plentiful supply, and make an okay to decent profit on, not a tremendous amount. Susanna says, I found some 7 today. Cool. I picked up 7s with leather patch for 50 cents a pop and some vintage Hilfiger with spell out, $7 for 14 pieces. That's good. That's a good price, Krillin. $2 is great. Would you sell jeans that a person cut off nicely? Maybe. You know what's funny, guys? I just got a delivery of my padded flat rate envelopes. Just came. I heard something hit the porch out there, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is. That's so funny. Let me make sure that's what it was. Yep, that's what it is. Just funny, we were talking about that at the post office. He just dropped them off the front door, which I was looking for those because I'm down to 1 box. Let's see. What are other questions we have here? Man, there's a lot of people in the chat today. Gosh, 48 people watching. Thank you, guys. Man, that's awesome. I'm off to get the stink eye from the post office. That's great. Good luck, AK. Yeah, let's see what else we got here. Midwest says, as far as I know, you can have them as long as you let them know you're a biz and ship regularly. They may have changed the policy since I was there, though. Yeah, I don't know, Midwest. My thing is just like, what are they going to take the packages in? Like they want them in a container or something. You know, and you get like 20 of them. It's not like I can just hand them all to them. It's several handfuls. You know, I don't know. Maybe there's still a way. My post office is a little sketchy. It's just very busy, and I don't think they want to be bothered. Do you wear any of the jeans you find? Yes. I look for, what's my brand? Lucky Brand 221 Vintage Straight. I always look for that one, and I never find them. I found one, and they're my favorite pair of jeans. Have you been hitting any garage or estate sales? No, Krillin, not lately, and I need to get back on that. Quite honestly, that is a weakness of mine, of remembering to look for those and hit those. But I absolutely need to. That's no excuse, just haven't been doing it. Let's see here. I got a pair of 501s. They're sitting with no interest. I've got them up for 23 pounds. Is that too high? They're good condition. I don't know the exchange rate, Sandra. I think pounds are worth more than dollars. That sounds a little high for a used pair, if they're used, if they're pre-owned. But unless there's, you know, if they're just run-of-the-mill 501s, not like an older pair or something special about them. What do you think your pick percentage is on how many jeans you look at and how many you buy? Man, Car and I've talked about that, Uncle Picker. That's a great question. We think it is probably somewhere in the range of maybe 5%, maybe 1 in 20, maybe a little higher than that now, but it's not high. So I don't know. We've never really measured it. When you do research on eBay, the sold listings, do you see their mistakes they make? I see them all the time. Yes, Glenn, I do. And a lot of times you'll see it on solds that are sell for low money. And you're thinking, man, bad pictures, or they didn't write really a good description, or they didn't use item specifics, or, you know, they didn't take enough pictures. I mean, there can be I see all those things, I think. And I don't let that affect my listing price, by the way, guys. And there's a good tip for you. Just because you see some solds on eBay for a certain price range doesn't mean you should price at that range. My theory is start with the highest prices for however you're selling. Like I sell price plus shipping. So I usually use that filter when I'm looking at solds. And of course, I'm looking for an item similar to the one that I have in size, fit, color, any special, you know, embellishments or embroidery, anything like that. And then I kind of look at the range, and I don't necessarily go to the top of that range, because sometimes there'll be like an outlier, like there'll be one that'll be, you know, 30% higher than every other item. But I'll try to find in the high end of the middle range, and because I reduce my priceage each 30 days. I scale down just a little bit. So I want to start out high and get as much profit out of them as I can. But I don't look at the low end ones. Like I think when you put an item online for a little bit of money, I think you're sending the message that it's not worth much, you know, and I disagree with that approach. You know, just pricing at the lowest. I mean, I know on Amazon, there's a race to the bottom sometimes because people buy in bulk and they are trying to get rid of merchandise so they can flip it into other items. But even there, it gets silly. Like, you know, people undercutting each other with repricers by a penny at a time. I mean, it's just ridiculous. On like a $30 item, it's just silly. They think people are only shopping price. They're not only shopping price. Remember, I'm selling clothing. So any pair of jeans that I have is going to be different a little bit than pretty much any other pair that's on there. Now, there's going to be the same fit and size and color. I get all that. But just the wash and any defects or flaws or wear patterns is going to be slightly different. Plus, I'm going to take really good pictures, you know, compared to a lot of people, which I think is important with clothing. So that sets me apart a little bit. So I'm going to ask a premium, guys. I mean, that might be the wrong approach. I know there's plenty of clothing flippers out there who want the quick nickel instead of the slow dime, the fast nickel. But I just like to go a little bit higher to start and then scale down from there. That extra profit really adds up, guys, over time. So anyway, let's see what else is there. Lots of comments today, guys. I'm really just floored by how many comments are in here. All right, using free individuals aren't allowed to. Just let's hear him. I set my package at the front door, average 10 a day. Yeah, I could do that, Eddie. And I've got a good neighborhood, but I'd be a little leery about it. I did have one that I got a return that got sent to the wrong house the other day. And my carrier, I caught him and he said, yeah, I'm looking for it. I had a new guy yesterday and he couldn't find it. But the next day, my neighbor brought it back to me, thankfully. So I was able to process the person's return. Because I was like, oh, man, I'm going to have to fill out a claim for this. This is going to be just silly. Any kids' jeans? Nope. Don't sell them, Jessica. I am not your expert there. Krillin says he's got news for me. Much bigger reward at the estate and garage sale. Yep, you're right, Krillin. I'm not arguing it. I've got to get out some of them. You're absolutely right. But I still have, 250 pair of jeans in there to get photographed and listed. So I'm a little busy right now, but I'll get there. Solo says, just watched a video on how to post and pick jeans. Great video. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Sandra, 501s have a ton of competition. If you have watchers, put it to auction. Otherwise, make it part of your next sale. Yep, that's not a bad plan, nutrition. What type of accounting program do you use to calculate taxes you owe on sold merchandise? Well, you don't. All right, not an expert. Let's clear that up. My understanding is you don't calculate taxes you owe on sold merchandise per se. You calculate taxes on your revenues from your business minus your expenses and things like that, and any deductions that you're eligible for. It's not really. I'm not sure if I totally answered your question, or maybe I didn't understand your question there. You can price higher. It amazes me when I list something for more. I know, Eric, it's true. Price higher. Like these today, yeah, so this is what I'm pricing higher today, by the way. Well, actually, these big stars that I found, I'm going to price them. What will I price them? I don't know. I'm going to price them higher because they're an extra long, and you can get some higher dollar totals for those, and I might not get a higher price, but I'm going to start them probably a bit higher. I got to go in and look at the solds. I know there were some crazy solds when I found those, but I'm not going to lowball those. I'm going to try to get a higher price. So anyway. Let's see. See you. Time to leave. Time to leave. Work and hit the bins. Good luck, Mark. Sorry. Let's see. Do you have a list of your best jean brands? Maybe a top 10. I don't know. Should I even put out that? I've talked about that before, while we don't do much of that here, Midwest, on this show, because I think that's kind of like giving you a fish instead of teaching you to fish. If that makes sense. You know, it's not all there is to it either. I mean, okay, a top 10 brand, Levi's. But if you go and look how many types of Levi's there are, it's just not that simple to say, go buy Levi's and sell them. I mean, there's so much more to that. Like, it's not just brands, you know, it's not that simple. Like, that's the starting point, but it's not even close to enough to get you there. So I've never made that video. I guess I could. And you know what, guys, it would be great clickbait and it would get a ton of views, I'm sure. And I'd make some revenue on it, actually. But you know what? I don't know how much of a service it would be doing you, honestly, because there's no way I can make it comprehensive enough to really tell you, oh, well, go buy 7 For All Mankind jeans and sell them. Okay, but these, but not this one, but it would, I don't know. Anyway, can you show us some pictures? I do the same thing with shoes. I check prices and go my own since my pictures and shoes are just better. I've got a video on how to list jeans by, if you look in my how-to section, that shows you how I take pictures. So anyway, let's see what else is going on here. Sorry, guys. I keep having to get a little. All right. So let's see. Man, there's tons of questions on here today. Prof, you're hitting on something. Huge perception of value. Look at all the luxury brands that are meh quality. I love the word meh, by the way. But use proper branding. Yep. That's exactly what it is. Brand is key, right, to creating the perception of value. Can you talk about how you set up automatic feedback? Gosh. I wish I could, Vanessa, but I don't remember how I set it up. It's under your business practices, I think, maybe on eBay. Business policies, I guess it's called. If someone else knows, please put it in the chat box. I just don't remember, but it's pretty simple. It's not difficult. You can go in, you can pre-select some canned responses. Anyway, GoDaddy bookkeeping will save you a ton of time. Yeah, but GoDaddy has a big flaw, Midwest MSC. And let's see if anybody in this chat room, type in the chat box, what's the big flaw in GoDaddy bookkeeping if you're a reseller? So let's see if anybody gets it. I bet somebody gets it. GoDaddy bookkeeping is cheap, like $10 a month, and it does coordinate well with your eBay. Are you a fan of the 80s band Squeeze? And half the people look like you. That's interesting. I'm getting a lot of like people think I look like somebody lately. It's really weird. I did like Squeeze a little bit, but not that much. Eddie says, thanks. He decided to start selling jeans. Very nice. Very good, Eddie. Good luck to you, sir. Hope you do well. What does your fancy eBay sourcing tool say, Prof? And still pouting and begging. Sorry, Yvonne. I don't know what to tell you. Contact the CEO of eBay. I don't know what to tell you there. Let's see. Man, there are so many questions, guys. I'm really trying to catch them all, but it is just tough to keep up. How do you calculate your profit margin, minimum, maximum? Well, there's two margins, Farah. There's a gross margin and a net margin. The gross is the margin. It's basically what you take the sale price and subtract the cost of goods and then divide that by the sale price. It gives you the gross margin percentage. And then you take the sale price, subtract the cost of goods, then subtract any other selling expenses on the item, like your fees, for instance, for PayPal and so on. That would give you the net margin on that item. And then it gets a little more complicated from there because then there's the net margin in your whole business. But that's it in a nutshell. So there's kind of two margins there. Pesos got it, I think. Wait, Pesos might be the first person. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody else. Flaw GoDaddy is not, Peso says it's not set up to account for cost of goods sold the way we have to account for them. They have no intention to change it. In other words, inventory. There's no way to put your inventory. Okay, guys, I've talked about this before, but here it is in a nutshell. You got some money over here, all right? You got $100. And then you take it and you buy $100 of inventory. Guess what that inventory is? Is that a cost? No. According to accounting, it's an asset because you could theoretically return it and get your cash back. Cash and inventory are they're both assets, okay? It's just one's a little different format. So it's sitting there. Then you list this inventory and you sell some of it. Once you sell it, it becomes a cost of goods sold. It becomes an expense to the business, okay? But while it's still sitting there on your shelves, it is an asset. So here's the problem. When you're doing your balance sheet and so on for your tax time and your accountant and so on, you have to account for all the inventory you have sitting there, because that's an asset of the business. It's actually not an expense until you sell that item. I know it's a little complicated, but that's just the way accounting works. GoDaddy has no way to enter those items as an asset. It does have a cost of goods function, but you've got to kind of figure out what you started with and what you still have left at the end of the year. So let's say you start with $100 of inventory at the beginning of the year and you sell $50 of it during the year. Well, at the end of the year, you have $50 cost of goods sold, and then but you still have a $50 asset, aka inventory. And GoDaddy has no way for you to enter that. That's kind of a big flaw. But I mean, it's, you know, there are other programs out there. There's not a perfect accounting program for reselling, guys. I'm going to tell you, I have looked and looked and looked and looked and looked and researched and researched and researched. Anything you get, QuickBooks, Xero, who am I forgetting? GoDaddy, obviously. Any of these that you get, Quicken, I don't know if Quicken's got a good option. They all have to be kind of manipulated to work for a reseller. None of them are perfect. So anyway, there's my spiel on that. All right, so let's see what else is going on here in the chat. It's open, Ben. Thanks, sir. What's going on? Let's see. There's a bunch of other questions here. There's no integration with other apps. Yep, that's true too. Mileage. Thank you. What's the #1 brand you go? Yeah, I need to check these because there are always a bunch of fakes. True Religion, for sure, would probably be the first one. I just sold one this week, but I also damaged one too because we couldn't verify it. So got a couple questions about it before I sold it, but that was kind of interesting. Bapes, assume they are fake until proven otherwise. I've never found Bapes, so I don't know that one. Now that I think about it, you're correct, but I don't worry about it much. Well, Midwest, I understand that, but your accountant and the IRS does, so you might want to worry about it, sir or ma'am. I'm not sure which you are. Do you do free shipping? Nope, I do not. I do flat shipping. Why is cost of goods a big deal with your crazy spreadsheet? I don't know that it is. It just is. It's in there. I don't know that it's a big deal. It's just in there. I put my COGS in the notes section on my eBay listings. Yep, you can do that, but it still doesn't account for your inventory asset. You got to do that too. Let's see. Check out Xero accounting to properly account for cost of goods. What is better than GoDaddy? I don't know. I really don't. I'm stuck on this accounting aspect of it. You know, if you're a bigger business or you can afford it, you would get a custom accounting solution for your business, and a lot of businesses do that. And then it's not a problem. And then if you evolve, you can always change it and add it. Xero accounting, yep, I've looked at them. This could be we should do a whole accounting show. But I'm not an expert. I have to bring on somebody. Yeah, Peso says you can use GoDaddy in a way by knowing your end of year cost of goods and then know what you spent through the year as a whole. Right. I mean, it's just, you got to force it. And that's what I don't like about any of them, honestly. Do you follow the jeans trend or do you just play with brands? I'm not sure I understand that question, Farrah. Play with brands? Maybe you can clarify that. I keep track of my own inventory and GoDaddy does everything else. Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, it's all part of the, you know, when you're looking at the business, when you're looking at the health of your business, your assets are a big part of it, right? Assets plus current liabilities equals owner equity, or minus current liabilities equals owner's equity. I mean, that's the classic accounting formula. So you got to account for all your assets, all your liabilities, and your owner's equity. You can't leave a big one out. And inventory is a huge one when you're a reseller. I mean, that's a big asset for most of us. I mean, I've got thousands and thousands of dollars of inventory right now. So it's a big asset. When listing inventory, what do you list it as? Cost of goods sold is the only category you can use. I mean, that's the problem, Mary, and it's not a cost of goods when it's inventory. Bathing apes. Oh, gotcha. Okay, I gotcha. I have seen that one before, I guess maybe once. All right, so what should be resold when they shut down the internet permanently? I don't know. That's a great question. Do you sell on Amazon? Yes, but not use jeans because you cannot. Is a program you can buy rather than pay a monthly fee? Probably. Sure. I would think so. The problem with that is you're always going to be inputting a lot of data on a weekly or monthly basis. Whereas with subscriptions, a lot of times you can set it to go in and pull the info right from your accounts. You don't have to do all that manual entry. So it's probably worth the fee, honestly. I mean, I can't imagine it's not for most people unless you're incredibly fast and good with that stuff, and most of us aren't. Pay more attention making sure you have your sales tax paid. Income tax is fuzzy. Yeah. I just paid my sales tax the other day and it was nothing. It was like $7. I'm like, man, this is not even worth it. Let's see. Okay. So, all right, let me share results from this weekend, guys, real quick and show you how I did or how I've been doing. Let me get the share going here. Let me pull this back up. And screen share. Okay. All right. So today is the 24th. Friday was the 21st. 9 pair of jeans sold, 227. So pretty good, but not quite double digits. Much better day on Saturday. 15 sold for $391.50, which was a pretty good day. 236 with 10 sold yesterday. And Karin got some great photos done. I mean, these 5 days right here alone, she got I can't even see what it is, like 120 pictures done. And I got some listings up too. Been getting some listings. I've done 18 today already earlier. I'm going to do some more after the show. And, pretty good numbers. So here's why I titled this show what I did, just so you know. So this is the month, October, and there it is, 6156 already in gross. Easily a record since we started the challenge back in July, but just a really good month, right? I mean, sold 257, which is already 42 more than I sold last month, and we still got a week to go. Photos is a little off of what we did last month, but should pass that with no problem, even though Karin's out of town some this week. And I've actually listed more than I listed last month. So that's part of it too, right, gang? Net profit so far on the jeans, $24.64, which is pretty good. I mean, it's getting up into some decent numbers with profit, I think. 40% margin keeps holding. Net per jean is about $9.59. So, there you go, guys. There's what a jean reseller, not that I'm some huge jean reseller. I mean, I've only sold like 1,000. No, wait, let's see. I've sold 654 and listed 1,000 since we started this. There's what you're going to make. You're going to make about $9.50, assuming you can keep your costs down around $5 on jeans. If assuming this number of listings too, which this number of listings is really low, guys. I mean, think about if this is like double or triple. Everything over here triples and doubles. I mean, all things being equal, like if my listings were 2,400, it's not like I'm going to sop up so much of the market that I'm going to, push the totals down that I'm going to make. I mean, I'm still like a nobody. I mean, you're talking about a couple million listings on eBay for jeans. So even if I'm up to 2,400, I'm still a very tiny fraction of the market. So I should if I was triple the listings over here, you would think probably everything is tripled. So you'd be looking at 18,000 in gross. You'd be looking at a net of about 7,200, which is, some pretty decent money. And Karin and I think that we can get up to that total on our own without too much assistance. Although we are thinking about potentially hiring someone to take photographs. I think I told you last week we were talking about doing it with, we were going to have someone to do listings. But on second thought, we thought we might be able to hire someone locally to do photographs, which might be better for our situation. We're going to set up a different table potentially to where we can do photographs 2 at a time, like 2 people at once, and just really go after it. And then we can both get together on the listings together, her and I, so we can just really kill it. So yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty good numbers, right, guys? I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I know there's going to be people out there and go, well, you're only making $2,400 a month. That's nothing. Okay, this is not my entire business, but it doesn't really matter. I'm not judging myself against someone else's scale. I'm not judging myself against someone else's results. I'm judging myself against my own scale and my own results. And what I know is when I look at this is I'm seeing progress. I'm seeing big jump ups. This was a big jump up in September. This is another one in October. I mean, if you look at that total versus that total, that's about what, $800 difference. So that's like a 35–40% increase. If you could increase your business 35 or 40% in 1 month, wouldn't you say that's a success? I would. And if I increase another 35 or 40% next month, it's a huge success. So excuse me, I meant to be over here. I just realized I was at the spent. That's funny. But I mean, even here, it's almost a 20% increase. I mean, I just think that's good, guys. I mean, just compare yourself to yourself. I mean, that's really what you should be judging yourself against, is your own numbers, your own results, your own effort. I mean, if you're putting in more effort and you're not getting more results, then you need to re-examine your efforts. But if you're putting in more effort, you're probably going to be getting better results. And more effort might be buying more items, might be listing more items, might be improving your processes. It might be getting faster. It might be anything. So I don't know. I mean, I just think that those are good results, guys. I mean, but it's really, it's up to you to make your own decision about that. But anyway, all right, let's come back. All right, so that was the results so far. And we're almost to day 100, by the way, guys. So I don't know, nice little milestone, right? Oh, one other thing, too, I wanted to mention, too, before I forget, and then I'll look at these questions that were here. I talked to Steve Rakin a little bit this morning, and I think he and I have a preliminary agreement to do perhaps a monthly show like we did last week, talking about reselling, eBay, Amazon, community, clothing, obviously, which is a passion for both of us. So we might be doing a monthly show. Not sure yet, and we'll have to figure out the timing and so on, but it'll probably be like a noonish show. That show over on his channel had huge numbers. And I'm not one to brag too much, guys, but man, that was like his most popular video in the last 3 weeks. And that's a lot because of you guys, honestly. I mean, a lot of you guys came over there and were part of that show, and it was a good show. I mean, Steve's always great, and he's got a tremendous amount of knowledge about reselling the community, and he is a hustler. He is a guy who just goes out and goes after it every single day in every single way. And I always admire people like that who can do that. Sometimes motivation is the toughest thing to find, and Steve does not seem to be lacking for that, which is a tribute to him and his efforts. But anyway, more on that as that evolves. Let's see what else we got here. I probably missed a bunch. Taxes, get professional help. Yep, that's a good point, Krillin. Just guys, do find a professional. I mean, we're just a bunch of people in an internet chat room. I mean, maybe some of us are licensed and professional, but your own individual situation is just that, your own individual situation. I've been told Outright is good to try. Outright is no longer. Outright is GoDaddy now, Angela. I don't know if anyone answered that or not. Let's see. I would pay for that spreadsheet. I'm working on it, guys. I promise you. Here's the issue. I've got to put it out to people in a way that you won't break it. And don't take that the wrong way. But what I mean by that is if you go in and you accidentally delete a formula and you're not Excel savvy, you're going to be blowing up my email inbox saying, hey, this doesn't work anymore. You might not even know what you did. So I'm finding some ways to sort of keep it to be user-friendly, but also to keep it from getting broken so that it will continue to work for you. So that's what I'm doing. Congrats on your great month. Thanks, Paul. I appreciate that. A lot of questions here. Let's see. Thanks from Minnesota Vegan Girl. Thank you. King says, at what point do you maintain the current? What point do you reevaluate? I think, King, I mentioned at the beginning, I'm looking to evaluate this over the course of a year. So obviously I'll make course corrections, but I'm not really going to give this a grade, if you will, until this coming summer. So I'm in it for the long haul. Prof, try to find somewhere they can bring inventory to their house, kill two birds, one stone. Maybe, Krillin. Maybe. That brings up another issue, though, then reimbursing them for buying it. And if that's what you're saying, like they buy it and then photograph and I reimburse, is that what you're saying? I just got to make sure that's what you're getting at there. Susanna says, you're every bit as good as him. I think you did terrific. Oh, thank you, Susanna. That was very nice of you to say. I appreciate that. Steve's a great guy. I mean, he has given a tremendous amount to the reselling community. And Steve Rakin probably generates more strong opinions than maybe anybody in the reseller community. And it's probably because he's arguably the most well-known reseller in the community. I've never had anything but positive, super positive dealings with him. And he has always been upfront and willing to share what he knows. And he makes no bones about that he is doing everything he can to be successful in this business in multiple ways. And I think that's awesome. I mean, I don't know what else to say about him, but I would tell anybody, go watch Steve Rakin's videos, and he's got tons of them on every subject you can imagine and tons of great content. I mean, he's put in countless hours to that channel. I mean, he's up at 1,000 videos. I mean, that's insane. I think I'm like 150 and I feel like, oh, it's 150. Let's see what else we got here. Excel has its limits. Have you thought of moving everything to a SQL database? Zerkburn says, yep, I have. I've thought about it. So not there yet. Who is Gypsy and Earl? Darren. That's Gypsy and Earl. Long story short, every time I would see a bird and I was with Karin up in the sky, I would think it was a hawk. We have a lot of hawks in this part of the country. And I'm like, oh, that's a hawk. And she'd be like, no, that's not a hawk. I'm like, well, what is it? Well, it's a buzzard or a vulture. And I'm like, really? I'm like, yeah. So it became a running joke that every time I saw a bird, it was a vulture. So she bought me the one little one, Earl, which I named for maybe my birthday. I don't remember exactly when I got it, and then the Gypsy one was one that she got for herself, kind of to remind me of her, because that's kind of a nickname for her sometimes. So together they're Earl and Gypsy. And they're kind of like the mascots. And vultures provide a great service, guys. They are like nature's garbage men. Gotta have vultures. Which brings up a question about The Walking Dead. Where are the vultures? There'd be vultures all over those bodies in Georgia. Come on. But anyway, I digress. Just make a cheat sheet of the formulas by sheet, column, and row. If they break it, oh well. Yeah, I hear you, Stone. No, you buy it. Colonel says, no, you buy it, bring it to their house. They take pics, then you list. That's possible, Krillin. I get you. That's possible. But if they were close enough, sure. Does I don't know what that question is, Susanna. Does design for buckle 8 affect the price of Miss Me jeans? Oh, I got you. I don't know, Susanna. I'm not sure if they're Miss Me jeans. I don't know that people are going to care too much about everything inside, but I would look at the completeds on that one, just in case. But I mean, if you list it too high, as long as you're honest about what you're listing there and you disclose labels, that's why I like taking photos of the labels inside. I don't really see how you can go wrong there as long as you're not misrepresenting the product. And if you've got it listed too high, it's not going to sell more than likely. So I don't know. Uncle Picker says, thanks for putting yourself out there. I'm always looking to increase knowledge. Knowledge equals sales. You are so right, Uncle Picker. It does. Because you don't do this without knowledge. You can do it, but you won't do it very well. Let's just say that. If you have knowledge, you can use that to multiply your efforts, and the sky's the limit. Twisted Picker, don't get me started on The Walking Dead. Oh, that's pretty funny. Prof, I'm sure you can find an honest person over Mayberry. Mayberry is a fictional town, Krillin, and is not a real town in North Carolina. It is based loosely on Mount Airy, North Carolina, but it is not a real place, Krillin. So thank you for that, and thank you for making us look like a bunch of bumpkins here in North Carolina. I see what you did there. Nah, I'm just playing. Are there any UK jean brands you'd like in your store? No, not necessarily, Angel. I mean, I have a good selection of brands around me. I don't think I need to diversify too much more, although I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for some more niche brands. By the way, the G-Star sold the other day, guys, which was nice. I don't remember what they sold for, though. It was pretty good. Why would you buy a Burberry winter coat with 2 missing buttons? I'm not really sure what that question's for, Vanessa. Was that question for me? I don't know that I bought a Burberry winter coat. Did I? Where did that come from? That was pretty funny. Do you ship your jeans with the fly unzipped or zipped? I don't know why I find that question so funny, Morgan. I'm worried the zipper might get messed up in shipping if I ship it zipped. Oh, that's pretty funny. Oh, would you buy a Burberry winter coat? I thought you said, why would you buy a Burberry winter coat? I totally read that wrong. Morgan, I don't think it matters on the zipper. I really don't. I think you're probably worrying about something there that might happen 1 in 1,000 times. I don't have the zipper in a position where it's facing out, so for it to get caught on something, it would be almost impossible. Burberry. Oh, Zerk with the pronunciation. I like grammar Nazis, man. Tell it. Yeah, so, okay. Man, guys, 60 people watching. Thank you guys for that very much. And you know what? This hour just flew by. How did this happen? We've already been on for 58 minutes. That's unbelievable. I will try to get Prof. I will try to get Karin on later this week, by the way, guys, back for another show, because I know she's always a fan favorite. She just calls it the Karin show. But we'll see if she can make it or not. That'll just kind of depend on the work schedule. So it looks like we got maybe one more question. Did you ever have a seized zipper? How do you free up? Very gently. I mean, and you can kind of pry those open maybe a little bit with a, it depends on the type of zipper, but like a thin screwdriver. But you got to be careful not to kind of bend anything or anything to break. What's the most money you found in a jean pocket? You'd have to ask Karin, Uncle Picker, but I think she found $2. I'm just saying, she's got a little stash over there. She started. If she takes pictures for say another 10,000 years, she'll probably be a millionaire. So that's about how long it's going to take. All right, guys. Well, listen, I think that's going to do it for today. What a great show. 60 people on at one point. You guys just amaze me. Some new faces in, so welcome to everybody new. I'd like to remind you guys to leave me comments and down below. I mean, this is a community. It's not just me. People answer the comments. If you guys have anything to add to somebody when they ask a question, feel free to leave it in the comment section on a video. That's cool. I have no problem with it. I pretty much approve every comment unless it's spam related. So just don't spam the site, obviously, but that goes without saying. But leave me a comment down below and be sure to hit that like button too if you appreciate this video and all the great info that the community brought today, as they seem to bring every day. It amazes me we find things to talk about every day, guys. It's unbelievable. But we just never seem to run out of topics and ideas. So thank you guys for that, because you guys have a tremendous amount to do with that. But consider subscribing if you are watching this later. There will be a link in the video to subscribe after it gets up and processes for a good bit. And I will probably be back tomorrow, which will be Tuesday. I mean, we're coming to the end of this month, so I'm curious to see. I'm trying to hit 7,500 this month on sales. We'll see if it happens. Got a little ways to go, but we're going to do our best to get there. So, all right, guys. Well, look, that's going to do it for today. And I want to thank you guys once again. And I will see you all really soon. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, some awesome sales today and tonight. And go out there and make it happen. You own it, so make it yours. All right, guys. Well, take care, and I'll see you soon. And as always, it's Prof Sales saying good sales to you.